Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time being here, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you could use your repositional hoop in order to create this amazing design. So if that is something you're interested in, do keep on watching. Okay guys, so for this project you're going to need the following supplies. I'm going to use some stabilizer. This one is the stabilizer you put on your garment for finishing. It's a lightweight stabilizer and you use it on inside your garment when you don't want it to like scratch your surface, your skin if you have sensitive skin. This you need appliqué scissors, you're gonna need threads, you're gonna need fabric. Now this is the fabric that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use it on a blue shirt. I think it's a nice contrasting color for a blue shirt. You're gonna need the 5x12 hoop or your 4x7 depending on the machine that you're working with. You're also going to need some heat and bond. So this is the heat and bond. Now the heat and bond is going to be used on this fabric to give it some stability so that when you cut it, it doesn't fray. So if you notice here, you see that it's fraying. What the heat and bond does is that it stops the fabric from fraying. So this is very important. This is an important step that you don't want to not do. Next, you're going to need some stabilizer. So now this one is the cutaway stabilizer. Now if you do not know the difference between the cutaway because they look the same, all you have to do is try to see if you could tear it. If you can tear it, then that's the tearaway, but if you can't tear it, that's the cutaway. I'm also going to use my Cricut 9x9 easy press for this project to put the heat and bond on and to find the middle of my shirt. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you're gonna do before you start doing anything, before you start embroidering or doing anything, the first thing you want to do is to prepare your garment for sewing, to do your hooping, ensure that it is straight and all of that. So the first thing I'm gonna do, start with my my heat and bond. So I'm gonna take my heat and bond and I'm going to put it on the wrong side of my fabric. So like this. Just gonna cut it off. Are going to heat it up. So when you heat it up, it's gonna adhere to your garment. After you heat it up, then you're going to take off the paper backing from it. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so what happened is that when you take off the paper, so you see that, then it will stay on. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find the middle of my shirt. Okay, now I find the middle of the shirt. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to take my stabilizer. So I'm using cutaway stabilizer, and I'm going to find out how much I need. So I'm just going to cut this like this. So what you need to do, you need to hoop it so that this side is facing this way on the machine, okay? So it's gonna be like this. So I'm gonna take my shirt. Okay, and I like to do this, I don't know, just to ensure that it is straight. And I'm gonna take some adhesive, but I'm gonna do it just to tack it down, not to spray all over it, because it actually stops my needle from stitching and gives me a lot of trouble when I'm stitching. So I don't like using it. I just spray a little bit on the interfacing just to tack it down so that it doesn't move when I flip it back around. Okay, so gonna flip it around. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hoop it so that the hoop stays like this. Okay, so it's gonna stay like this, and because I want this part to be outside of the shirt, so I'm gonna hoop it so that the hoop, so ensure that this is turned down. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hoop it, and I like hooping it all the way up here, and I'm gonna put this underneath the bottom of the shirt. I'm gonna put this inside. This comes with a grid. You can also use it to ensure that you're doing it straight. But I just use this as a guide. These two marks right here. I just ensure that I use that as a guide. So if those are straight, I know that it is gonna be straight. So what I do, I just like pushing it over. So it's supposed to be here. So this is straight. So if you look at it, you see that these two little markers right there is right in line with the crease that I made. So I know that this is gonna be straight when I'm done making it. Now what you need to do is tighten the hoop. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my time just to bring it inside out, not to let it shift or anything. and I'm gonna start tightening this hoop. Okay, sure that it is tight. Sometimes I like pulling it so that so this looks straight, looks okay. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my machine. Okay guys, so you should ensure that you have enough bobbin. This is important. I'm going to start the machine, and while this is loading, I'm going to change the thread. What you're gonna do now is these two, you're gonna put them first, okay? Based on how it's turned, those are the two that goes first. Okay. Ensure that everything is out the way. You're gonna paste that fabric over it. Now it's gonna do the tack down stitch. Alright guys, so now what you're gonna do, you're gonna start trimming it away. So I'm gonna use this part for the other side. So This is what it looks like. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it back on for it to finish this half of it. So I may just speed up this video, this part of the video. Okay guys, so this is finished embroidering. When it is finished, it's gonna tell you that it is finished embroidering. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to unhoop it. When I unhoop it, I'm going to move it to the next side. So I'm gonna show you how to do that now. Be careful. Now that this side is done, remember we had it where we used the first and the second. Now what you're gonna do, you're gonna move it to the third and the fourth one. The third and the fourth one. So I'm gonna put it back inside. And this is important, you have to move it to the third and the fourth one. Okay, ensure that all the fabric is out the way so that nothing catches underneath. I'm gonna press OK. So now we're done with this part. I'm gonna come out. OK to cancel. Now I'm going to move over to the other part and I'm gonna press set. So this is the other side that we're going to do. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna press embroider. It's gonna move over. Now this is gonna take 27 minutes to complete. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. So I'm gonna put my presser footer down. And it's gonna start embroidering. You're gonna put your fabric down. You're just gonna hold it. Be careful though. Don't let it. So it's gonna do the top down stitch. Okay, so now I'm gonna take it off, and at this point I'm gonna check the bobbin just to see if it's okay. There's enough bobbin, so always practice checking your bobbin because this could be used for something else. Okay guys, so we are finished embroidering. I'm gonna take it off and show you the results. Okay guys, so this is the final result. All I'm gonna do, I'm going to trim it up, but because my machine has a cutter, I don't have a lot of thread at the front to cut off, so I'm just going to take care of the threads at the back. So I'm gonna take a lighter and I'm gonna try to get rid of some of that thread. I'm gonna unhoop it. And I'm going to cut away the excess stabilizer. Okay, so this is what you're gonna have. First, I'm gonna turn it over. That is pretty. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to heat it up so that the heat and bond stays down flat. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it over. Then I'm gonna take my Tender Touch, so I could not remember the name earlier. So you're gonna feel it. The rough side is what you put down. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to turn it back over, and this is the final result. So let me bring you a little closer. Okay, so this is the final result of what we did. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.